Dot, go ahead.
I don't know if it's tenacity the right word, the way that your guys were able to fight through it at the end, a couple that didn't go, but then be able to pull it back together in overtime. What did that say to you about how that finished for you?
Well, what it says to me is that this group mentally hasn't given in to all the other stuff, in terms of going through a losing streak or not playing as well as we can at times, that they've wanted to continue to find a way and fight through it. And it's a great testament to their togetherness, to their mindset and where it's at, their mental toughness, because it's easy, like I said, when things are going well, it's easy to cruise along, but as you get in some some rough patches, you got to find a way to fight through it. And, that's been this group as we've come through some of this. They've stayed right with it. And I think the microcosm is, what we saw in overtime, to not just give in to that and melt during that, to continue to battle back and win the next 5 minutes. Hi, Abby. How you doing? Good. Jeff.
Greg, I hate to single out one player because you got contribution from so many, but it's no secret Wall had been struggling. Can you address what he gave you tonight in whatever category you want to choose?
Yeah, 16, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, aggressive. That's the Tyler that I think what we've seen. He's really tentative early when he came back, and I think that's affected him in terms of his approach mentally. And we've tried to help him through it, and we can help him, but he still has to go out there and do it and get results, and that's the best step forward for him. And like I said, nobody I'm happier for than Tyler, and because he's been battling like crazy, and this bothers him that he can't perform how he wants to perform or is capable of performing, and how he wants to be able to help this team win.
Greg, Penn State has a very atypical offensive scheme to the Big Ten with how they go to shooters. They were 2 of 9 in the first half, 7 of 9 from 3 in the second. How hard is it to defend against a team that has that kind of style and with that many consistent shooters?
So hard that we've taken a lot of the stuff that they do and put it in what we do. That's how hard it is. Yeah. Micah does a phenomenal job. With spacing, with cutting, with utilizing when he can put. When you get 5 shooters out there, when Lundy came in or Dredd came in and played the 5, that really puts you, in a pickle. But yeah, it's difficult to guard, and you can't make mistakes. When we made mistakes, for the most part, they burnt us.
About Stephen Crowell, you had to juggle him because of the foul trouble.
Right.
Did he? You mentioned you guys' toughness and fighting through things. Did he do that as well, being in foul trouble and giving you?
No doubt. That's this. I didn't see the one that he got, the second one he got in the first half, because I was watching the ball come up the floor. Whether he ran a guy over or what, but just those things that he's got to, or I guess that was in the second half. He's got to continue to battle through that, not put himself in precarious situations. You're going to get some physical contact fouls, but he's got to continue to be. You don't want to curb his aggressiveness, but also, we need him on the floor. He's a heck of a player. He's really made himself into a good player, and he's got years left in his career. So I think he's gotten so good with the right and left hand and he likes contact now. He sits on guys in the post. He's fun to watch work and how he operates in the post. Yeah.
Coach, you managed to take down a Penn State team that was on the bubble alongside you. How much of this win is going to aid in the journey to get out of the bubble and into the tournament?
Well, I've been watching all this stuff. They've started this bubble stuff about Thanksgiving, seems like. And I don't know who is not on the bubble. Like, I'm watching, they got more things on the bubble's got to pop because there's too many teams on it. Is anybody not on the bubble? Teams that were seeded somewhere 2 weeks ago, we got a month left in the season yet. We got a lot of basketball. I've always said, if you're so consumed with March, and I know that's where society is, they love March Madness and the one and done. They obviously haven't lived through it and what it takes to get there and to get to the end of the journey, so they don't understand it. But I've always said that if you're so consumed with that, you've missed 4 months of really good basketball. And if you don't find a way as a team to play some good basketball through November, December, January, February, it doesn't matter what March is. It doesn't matter because you're not going to be there. So for us, this was important because we were coming on the road against a good team that only lost once in here. Didn't matter where it was. Penn State's a good team. They're very, as Abby mentioned, very hard to guard and put you in a lot of difficult situations. And we'll enjoy this. We'll fly to Lincoln tomorrow, and we got Nebraska on Saturday.
Greg, I know you're like your predecessor. Momentum only lasts the 40 minutes you play, but do you hope that with what happened with Tyler and getting him back on track and getting this victory on the road, that it can help you guys relax a little bit? Because I'm sure they've been pressing.
Yeah, I think Tyler's been pressing. I think this is good because Tyler is so competitive and wants to do well for himself and, more importantly, his team. That I think this is good for him. Just to, I don't know if he can't hit rock bottom, but and before here, but trying to get him to pull him back up but again, like I mentioned earlier, him going and getting a result is the best step forward for him and the best therapy there is, so to speak, to come back from an injury where you're not bouncing back as well as you want to. All good? All right, thank you.